Hi everyone, we're back live from STRAAT here in Amsterdam. In some moments, Bailon will join me, Mateus Bailon, the artist that you can see here in the back. He's from Brazil. I just chatted with him some moments ago. I see he's already joining me, and I hope he can request. Wait, I'll ask him to. Hey Remy, nice that you're watching. Wait. Okay, so in some moments, Mateus Bailon is joining me. We'll be in London next week, Remy. See you there.
Hey,
Let me there he is.
Volume up. Yes.
Hey, bro. How are you doing?
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, it's a long time. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm doing great. We're live at STRAAT, of course, right now. We just had last weekend we had another opening of the show in the gallery with Cornbread, the first graffiti writer from Philadelphia.
Nice.
And last Saturday we existed for 1 year. 1 year ago we opened our doors to the public. Yeah, so what can I say? I'm here. We're doing great. How are you doing?
That's good.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm happy for you guys because wow, 1 year already.
Yeah, well, we've been closed half of the year due to the lockdowns, but yeah. Hopefully from now on we will stay open, and yeah, we can invite more artists to come and paint again.
Well, it's really brave from you guys to open during these challenging times. It's
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. But because where are you right now? I mean, I did a little small introduction to the people that are watching right now.
Right.
Well, we've known each other for I think like 4 or 5 years now. First time I met you was in Lisbon.
Yeah, that's right.
I think who was it? Alex Senna?
So Alex Senna connected us, right? I was in Lisbon, and by a good coincidence, you were there as well. So you went for a couple of years. Yeah, it was fun, man.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and the rest is history.
And I saw your cheeks getting more, getting pinker.
I knew that one was coming. The rosy cheeks.
Good time, man. Yeah, it was fun.
So Hermano, there's somebody else is also calling you Hermano. How are you doing? Are you in São Paulo right now?
No, I'm in my hometown, which is in the south of Brazil, in Santa Catarina, by the coast. Yeah, by the coastline. And I'm right now taking some time to give some attention to my health because you know, painting walls for all these years comes with a price. So my lower back is quite fucked up. So yeah, I've been working on that right now, and then taking this time to work on my personal projects as well. Because during the pandemic, that was one thing that I realized I should be focusing in, because most of the projects got canceled or postponed to who knows when. So decided to focus on my personal projects, to update my website and taking care of my merchandising, plan the upcoming print releases and zines I'm working on, and book projects and films and all this stuff.
You're working on a lot.
Yeah, and as I'm taking care of my lower back right now, I'm avoiding to paint walls, especially when it's about using ladders and scaffolds and stuff like that, because it's really painful for me right now.
So how are you doing with your back? Did you have surgery?
No, fortunately, it's not the case of doing that, but I'm getting injection in the upcoming days, straight in the spine, in the
Okay, that
sword.
sounds
Yeah,
like fun.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. But
Fuck.
I'm sedated and it's gonna be like really quick. So and that's supposed to block the pain. So
Yeah.
and I'm already in strengthening my core. So I'm doing Pilates and chiropractic. You, anything you say is gonna help me. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
All in,
Okay.
and I'm
Because
feeling
it's
much.
of
Yeah,
you're feeling
the
better. Yeah. Okay, that's great.
yeah.
Because it's of course a lot of hard work. You've painted a lot of walls outside, big walls. We'll go into that in a while. But like most of your project got cancelled during last year.
Yeah.
And how's the because I know you're between Mexico. I'm looking at the work of Paula. You're between Mexico and Brazil all the time, or where did you stay last year?
Well, that was crazy because Paola came to Brazil in the beginning of the year. We were supposed to
Yeah,
have like some vacation time, and then we were going to work on a project together here. But
right.
then the first lockdown came, and we got trapped here for much longer than we planned, and it wasn't that fun because we were planning to travel around. I was
Yeah,
hoping to show around and showing the beaches and the waterfalls and all the beautiful stuff.
yeah,
Um, I know here in Brazil, but then the first lockdown came and the plans have changed.
right.
But yeah, but then we stayed mostly here last year, and then this year I went to Mexico a couple of times, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
go, yeah, in a month or so. So yeah, it's been challenging, but yeah, you
yeah.
just need it's bigger than us.
Of course. Well, yeah, that's for sure. And especially the situation in Brazil is very difficult, I would say.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's been. I think the pandemic just people in the beginning was telling, it was saying like, "Oh, that's the moment we are gonna look inside ourselves and learn." But then you see people like pointing a camera to themselves and doing while
Yeah,
doing and posting it. You see, it's not like quite like that. And I think like
yeah,
especially talk about politics, it just like showed the worst of us like as a society, like, and
yeah,
not just but all over the world you see all this war between politics and the egos getting inflated while people are dying. So it's, yeah, it's
yeah.
really.
Terrible situation. But from what I just understood from your chat, is hey Alex, is that you made the best out of last year. You worked on your website and a lot in your studio. Fat
Yeah.
Bailon.
What?
Alex Senna saying Fat Bailon.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've been receiving a lot of pictures of him eating all the time because a friend of us, he's liking a paparazzi, so he's always like taking pictures of Senna.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
together right now. Yeah, these fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember right before the first lockdown, I was like
Hmm.
focused on studio work because I was waiting for
Yeah.
Paola to come. So I was just like doing a lot of studio work. I was about to have a show in the US with Antler Gallery. It was a dual
Okay.
show in Norway,
Yeah.
but it all changed. And in the first couple months, I was just like paralyzed. I was trying to draw something, but it was like that with most of the people. I think you were
Yeah. I
all like
think so. Yeah.
getting by the media. We didn't have like vaccines yet, so it was just like watching the news and getting paranoid. And then you turn off the TV and try to do some work, but then your mind's just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck, man? What the fuck's
Yeah.
happening? My whole life like has changed like this because before that I was just like traveling and in a way after the first couple months I started like seeing the bright side of it because I was
Hmm.
just like in the autopilot, like going from one project to another and without taking care of my health, without taking a care about the future of my work, the way I'm doing my work. and a lot of stuff. So I
Yeah,
was
yeah. It's
taking,
a good time for you to reflect and maybe even improve your studio work. Or how is that going right now?
yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
I see one in the back.
Yeah, that one I did a while ago. Yeah, but it's been good because I my newer pieces I'm working with a couple of galleries, and then one gallery is selling quite well. So
Okay.
that's and but I'm doing my more drawing right now because it's like my first passion. I was drawing since I was a little kid, and
Yeah,
this time
I
also
remember.
drawing. So yeah, that's still what I've been doing right now. I don't know if I can turn the camera so I can show you something.
Yeah, show us your studio and show us what you're doing. Uh, I
Um,
mean,
yeah, right now I'm working on this one here.
look at this. Beautiful. Yeah, I remember that you showed me your work while we were in Lisbon. I think also like when you were at the museum, yeah, that's amazing. There's so much details.
Yeah, man.
What got you into drawing in the first place? I mean, I'm sure the people are watching with me to the drawings, but what inspired you in the first place to start drawing?
Dude, like I was drawing since I was since a very early age.
Mm-hmm.
It was like my best friend, you know. When I was by myself, I would like rather be drawing in my room.
Yeah,
I would like more be drawing in my room rather than sometimes playing with friends, you know. It was just like really into comics
yeah,
since I was a kid. And then I started like creating my own narratives inside my mind, but I wouldn't draw like comic books, like frame by frame. I would like just create a story in my mind
right.
and then put on the paper one main scene, you know. And I think it's been like that since when I was young, like. But now things have changed and became a bit more like serious, like professionally. But
Yeah,
it's the
there.
same. The core is to do that, like create something in my mind and then freeze one of the scenes that the story that's going of the story that's going on, and then put on a canvas, put on a wall, put on a paper, and have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes,
So, yeah.
no, no, go on. Sorry. No,
Well,
no, go
no,
on.
for me myself, I try to paint and do this over and over. And when do you see like this stories coming by? Like for me, I always have this before I go to bed or whatever. But how did the comics come into your head? And you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, man. It doesn't have like it doesn't make like an appointment appointment with
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
It's
yeah. No, of
just
course.
yeah, and sometimes it's weird because sometimes I'm sitting in front of a white sheet of paper and I don't know what to do,
Yeah,
and times I'm doing something completely different, and then suddenly I'm like I feel
inspired.
like the hunger for drawing and some ideas come to my mind, but then I can't draw. So
Yeah,
and sometimes I have a canvas, but then I have ideas for drawing. Sometimes I'm drawing and I think, oh my God, I'm dying for painting a wall right now.
yeah,
So and just need to learn to dance according to the music, you know. So
yeah. That's right.
one yeah, that's one thing that happened to me, and I think it happens to a lot of artists is that sometimes you I don't know, man. Sometimes you just not need to learn your process, like your personal
Okay.
process, how it's for
Yeah.
you, and improve that.
Okay.
Like in the beginning, I was like, since I was super young, I was in love with drawing. I was drawing all the time without getting concerned about the final result. But
Mm-hmm.
then I started working with drawing, like when I was 20 years old. And then my drawings were getting like approved for someone in order to go to the production, right? Because I was working
Yeah.
for a fashion company. And then the moment you start like depending on some approval, that starts like enslaving you somehow, you know?
Right. Yeah, yeah, totally. It's
And then
not
I
your own
realized,
process anymore.
yeah, and then I realized that wasn't for me, and I started like focusing on my personal work. But then the
Yeah.
mindset's the same. Start like getting more concerned about the final result, and
Mm-hmm.
then you try to get free from that. But then the public start like liking one thing you do more than other, and then you start like doing more of the same. And then you see artists that do the same thing over and over, and that
Yeah.
becomes like boring and quite depressing. So
Right.
I was feeling this way a couple of years ago, and then I was like trying to connect the dots, and I was like, okay, I love drawing since I was really young, and I was drawing always with a pen. I hated pencils, but now I was
Okay.
like in my projects like using pencils, So I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm gonna get a tiny sketchbook, and
Yeah.
my is gonna be just to draw with pen. And even if I don't have any idea of what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna start throwing some lines on the paper, and
Yeah.
then start like being like a great exercise. It's just like filling up these little books, and suddenly the whole thing changed. Like I realized my work wasn't like just about painting birds, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm inspired. Nature is like a big inspiration for me, so I started learning with nature what nature does best, like test
Right. Yeah.
and evolve, and if it doesn't work, it's wiped out, and then uh, something new is born and then
Yeah.
evolves,
Yeah.
and without like focusing so much on the final result and being super precise and what people are gonna like, and more about like what satisfies myself.
Yeah. So, but were you like the first lines, the first sketches that you made, were it always like birds? I mean, you're still like painting a lot of birds, but was this the beginning?
I did an exercise a while ago. I spent a whole year without painting or drawing any birds. So I did
Oh,
like
really?
jaguars and dragons and stuff. Yeah, and it was really fun. But then,
What and why was this?
it was like a couple of years ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started going back to birds, but with a new perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was in love with birds again. But I realized it's just like a little piece of myself. It's not like the whole thing of my whole potential, or my whole
No, no,
potential.
no. Yeah. Yeah, because in the
So
back, is it a, yeah, it is a bird in the back.
yeah, I came back to birds, and it's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
fun.
yeah. So, but
Yeah.
looking back at the beginning, you started with the sketchbook and just
Yes.
started drawing like your. This is the
Right here.
beginning? No.
No, no, no. But I'm just
Oh,
showing
okay.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this is
perfect, man.
not like a bird. It's not a bird, but well,
Yeah,
can see like bits of birds here. But
yeah.
that's the thing.
Beautiful,
Just
man.
like
Beautiful.
this one right here. This is a test for a print. It's quite.
Wow, check this out. Yeah, that's lovely, man. Can you put it a little bit higher? Yeah. Ah, you can turn it around.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's definitely not a bird.
Yeah, and the funny thing, when I decided not to paint birds for a while, wasn't
Yeah.
like yeah, it wasn't like fixed, like I'm not gonna paint birds ever again or for this whole
Hmm.
year. I think a couple of times it happened to, because sometimes you just feel like you don't need to like put rules in something that's so supposed to be free, right? Like making
Yeah.
art. So the first thing I started doing was like drawing masks. I don't know why, but I was always in love with masks. It was just
Okay.
like incorporating elements to masks and doing it like becoming alive, becoming like a proper face. So it
Yeah.
started like, but then you see it's getting more elements of different animals and plants, and then
Right.
becoming alive. Maybe it was just like my my mind trying to work on my identity again, you know? Or
Okay.
no?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing about the beginning. Um, like, how was the path after this? You were sketching, you were telling or sharing like your comics, and just passed the image, and you started drawing this. Did you go to like, did you study art, or how did you evolve as an artist after this?
So I didn't study art. I got into the university for studying industrial design.
Right.
But then, yeah, in the middle of the course, I was just like, I don't see myself working with it in the future.
No. Yeah.
But then yeah, got a job in this fashion brand, and then
Mm-hmm.
suddenly I was working in a room with other people who were all like about the same age as me,
Yeah.
and everyone shared this passion for drawing, but all of them with different backgrounds, you know. So there was this
Yeah.
guy who was a tattoo artist. There was this other girl who used to draw. She had a completely different path in her
Mm-hmm.
relationship with. So that was my first school, I think. That's where
Yeah.
I the moment where I was in a room with people that share the same love, but with different perspectives and different views of this thing. So was really good to share the same passion with others, but learn about
Yeah.
different ways of life and ways of look at things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and okay, so that's an important step. And but like, how did you become an urban artist or a street artist, or how were you already painting in the streets back then?
I was painting the streets like when I was young, when I was like from my 17 years old, 18. And
Mm-hmm.
then I started working in this company. And then it was really good at the beginning, like sharing the passion with these other guys, but I was painting less in the streets.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then the first cycle of that thing I was telling you, like when you start like feeling like your work needs to get approval from someone in order to,
Yeah.
and so I was set up, and then I got back to the streets and I quit the job. And I got back to the streets, and then I started like painting more and more and more. And by a happy coincidence, at that time I met Slicks Rafael, who also painted
Yeah.
in the museum. And
Yeah.
when I was leaving the company, he was the one hired to replace me. And
Oh,
then
really?
we met each other. Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
What a
And then we met each
coincidence.
other, and we realized we shared. Yeah, it was a happy coincidence, man.
Yeah.
And then we started talking. I was showing him around, and we were talking about art, about the influences and stuff. And then he also was painting the streets in São Paulo, so we like shared the same passion, and we started like painting together in the streets sometimes.
Okay.
You know, just for fun. We
Yeah.
grab a backpack full of spray cans, find a wall, and just like do our thing. And
Mm-hmm.
that was like when I got back to it, but with another perspective, you know. But
Yeah.
was like a long time ago, so things were completely different. We were doing
Of
that
course.
like just like for fun, you know. And
Yeah.
for me, it was like really good, really freeing because I was just like leaving that situation where I was feeling already too trapped, and it wasn't like the thing I wanted to me. I just wanted to improve to get to fall in love again with the what I was born with,
Yeah.
and yeah, and just like open the way, like doing my thing, like painting the streets and start like painting canvas at the same time, and start doing more work for myself while doing freelance as well because I had to pay the bills, of course.
Yeah,
But
that was going to be my question. Like, how did you pay the bills while painting in the streets, of course?
in the beginning, it was crazy because when I was working for this company, we had like we had to accomplish like the numbers, right?
Yeah.
You need to get like this many of drawings approved, and then you have your paycheck at the end of the month. So in a way, it's easy because you have like always your paycheck.
Yeah.
But I was working really hard and long hours, and something weird happened when I left the company and I started like having more time for working on my personal stuff. I was
Yeah.
doing a lot of freelance to other brands because the brand I
Okay.
used for is quite big, and lots of fashion designers who used to work there were at this time working in different brands, so they were
Mm-hmm.
commissioning me, and got to a point I was more productive while working less hours, and the
Yeah.
quality of my work, I was working more for myself. When I was doing commercial work, I realized, I noticed that my work was also improving. So it just became easier to approve with the other fashion designers and stuff. So it was like managing to do both and from home, like wearing flip-flops.
Yeah. 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 Well, of
So
course,
yeah,
that's way better than being in an office.
yeah.
Um, and then, can you still remember like your first bigger mural?
Define bigger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know your street work, of course. I think you showed me a picture together with Alex and the other guy
Gone.
that you, yeah,
Oh
the
yeah.
other day. That was still like, that's still smaller. I mean, I know I've seen quite some murals that you did in London, in Lisbon. Um, yeah, that's for me that's bigger than the work that you did maybe in the beginning in the streets in São Paulo. What
Yeah,
was
but
like first big mural for you that you
the, the
can
first
remember?
the first time I used the cherry picker,
Yeah,
uh,
okay, okay, sure. Let's define it like that.
that was a really special project because I was painting for a while already in the streets, but always
Yeah,
like small pieces, and you always want to get bigger, especially in the beginning. Now my
of
lower back
course.
says, okay, no, that not that big.
Yeah,
But then that was after I lived like for a year in London. I was back in Brazil, living in São
yeah,
Paulo, and I was one day in my studio, and I got this email by this guy from Ben Barsky from Manchester,
okay.
and then he was inviting me for painting this wall.
That's true. I saw a couple of your works there. These are huge. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and then I saw a picture of the wall. He sent me a picture of the wall, and the wall was like really shit. It was just like these old bricks, and then he
right.
said I plastered the whole thing. It was gonna be like a white canvas, and I was yeah. But I was since the beginning, since the first time I saw the picture, the wall is shit, but fuck it, it's big and it's nice,
Right.
and yeah, and they inviting me for going there and paint. That's amazing, right? So I
Yeah.
just said, just reply the email, yes, I'm coming. And he said, no, we're gonna plaster the whole wall. It's gonna be like a perfect canvas. And then I didn't realize it was I didn't realize. I realized, but I didn't think about going there in December for painting. So the weather was rough.
No.
I couldn't sleep because I was the first day I got there. I had a look on the wall, and the wall was like perfect, like super smooth and white and beautiful, like a
Yeah.
perfect square, 17 meters by 17 meters, beautiful.
Yeah.
To the hotel, and then I woke up like 3 a.m. and the TV was still on, and the guy was telling the was telling the weather forecast. And
No.
okay, here gonna have a real storm, and then snow. I was like, fuck, and then I couldn't sleep the rest of the night. And then
Okay.
when
Yeah.
time to go there, it was surprisingly beautiful and blue and sunny. And then I was like, okay,
Thank
that's
God.
good.
Thank God.
Got on the start going up. When I reached the top of the wall, I saw
Yeah.
the sky
The
behind
weather
the wall
coming.
and was completely dark. So yeah, super challenging,
Yeah.
but was like so hungry for doing that wall.
Yeah.
Uh, it was amazing. There was just one guy like with me all the time from the lift
Okay.
company, and
Yeah.
then we were like freezing, and when we started raining, we were like drinking tea, like just waiting for an opportunity to paint. And sometimes we managed to paint like 3 hours a day, sometimes a little bit longer, but it
Mm-hmm.
was special. And I don't know, in the end it was crazy because I left the background like that bright
White.
white.
Yeah,
and
I
and
remember.
dude, and I was really lucky because it never got bumped around,
Yeah.
and people respected so much that piece. And then yeah, it was just super special for me because people were like taking wedding pictures in front of the wall.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Wow.
and the building was knocked down a couple of years ago, and a lot
Yeah,
of people
saw
like
it.
little pieces of the wall and took to their home. So yeah, much
That's
love, man.
beautiful. That's
That's
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
well, I remember that wall, and then you painted another one there, right?
yeah, and then it's like a second home, man, because
Yeah.
like almost every year I got invited for different projects there, and then I had the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to paint another wall like the year after that. The year after I painted the first one, because they organized after the wall I painted, they decided to organize a festival there,
Yeah.
and then to go back there like after a year later and see the whole area completely changed with a lot of murals coming up.
Yeah.
Uh, and then yeah, I've painted I don't know like a good amount of walls there, like uh,
Yeah.
7, 8, something.
What's the neighborhood?
The
What's the
northern
neighborhood called again?
another quarter.
Yeah, the Northern Quarter. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's very cool. I've been there. I didn't hear what you said.
yeah, yeah. That area, the northern
Yeah.
quarter. Yeah,
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah. So that was the beginning. And now you're painting like huge walls around, well, around the world, I would say. One that I remember from I think 2 years ago was like a really big one that you painted in São Paulo,
yeah, man. Yeah,
right?
that was what I've done so far. Yeah.
Yeah, probably that was the one that caused the problems in your back.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was super challenging, but I had like very good help from my friends, and we
Yeah.
managed to do that wall like in a really short amount of time. This
Mm-hmm.
was crazy, but yeah, yeah, that kind of work is the ones that fucks you up sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and you were already telling about Slicks and that he, of course, inspired you in some way to draw. Are there any other artists that inspired you or that inspire you right now?
Oh yeah, man, a lot. Yeah. Well, the people I have around, like Paola is such
Yeah.
like an amazing source of inspiration, man. Not
Sh-
only because
let's show the work of Paula that's in the
he's,
museum.
yeah, there you go.
That one. That's
Yeah,
Paula Delfin from Mexico.
yeah, Paola, and not just about her talent, but she's always like so focused
Right.
and yeah, it's inspiring. The whole relationship she has with her work is super inspiring,
Yeah.
and yeah, the artists that inspire me the most are the ones closer to me, like my friends and friends I've collaborated with for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, like Alex and Gomes. There was a
Yeah.
time that we were painting together all the time, especially me and Alex, because we were neighbors.
Ah,
And
okay.
Gomes back then he didn't have like a studio space at the time, and then he started like sharing with me because I was sharing my studio with other artists and they were never there. So he became like a part of the team, and we were like
Yeah.
sharing. and having like nice talks also, because not like just about the work, but about the whole relationship. Because again, like I said before, when I was just in the beginning working in a room full of people sharing the same passion, when
Yeah.
you have friends like who share the same passion with you but with different perspective, it's always like really inspiring.
Yeah.
And another big inspiration, we had the opportunity of sharing studio for a while when I was preparing my show in Vienna, and it was really good, really good time. And we did a piece together as well. Vanessa, Miss Van, the
Yeah.
first time, yeah, the first time we met, like we just clicked like instantly, and we painted.
For me, the connection is gone with Mateus. Let's wait for a second. Sorry, guys, the connection is gone with Mateus. Let's hope he will come back. He seems to have some technical issues. I'll try again. If you have any questions for Mateus in the meantime, just drop them here. Definitely looks like he's gone. Sorry. All right. Let me check with Mateus. One second. Okay, so he's texting me. Sorry, everybody, but that's the thing that happens. Yeah, I think he's back. Okay. Yeah,
Hey,
are you back?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't
For
know what
everybody that is watching this later, you can just skip a couple of minutes.
happened.
Hey, I can't see you. Can people see Mateus from home? For me, your screen is just black.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Hi,
Yes.
Arlen. Hi,
Did you accept?
Solveig.
Did you?
I,
Because
people from home, can you respond and let us know if you can see Mateus? Because I can't see him. You can see? I can't see you, man. It's for me, it's completely black.
I see you.
Um, yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, they can see you at home. I can't see you, so that's weird. But you were talking about your inspirations and the artists that inspired you. I think that we were somewhere there. Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, like since I was really young, I was into comics, and then there are like artists from comics that are my definitely my favorites, like Moebius, Jean Giraud,
Yeah.
Sergio Topi, and the list goes on, man. Like so
Yeah.
many artists out there, and also obviously like great masters like Peter Paul Rubens.
Right.
Dude, like there's so much amazing talent, and yeah, it's good to drink from these sources. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you go like when your mind go when you have like that problem I was telling you before, like getting in front of the paper of the canvas and you just like
Yeah. Like a writer's block.
yeah, then it's just good to get some inspiration from other
Yeah.
artists.
And well, you're from Brazil, and well, you paint a lot of birds and the Amazon, I believe. Is that your inspiration behind it? Can you share some of your stories of what you paint and why you paint the birds?
Well, like I was saying before, I live like far, super far from Amazon, from the Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm surrounded by the Atlantic forest, which is being devastated for the last centuries, and there's only like 7% left. But where I live right now is just like amazing. It's just like amazing. And I grew up like I grew up like getting visited by amazing birds all the time in my backyard.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's a oceanographer. So I remember going to his job and seeing this big these big paintings, these big like boards of with scientific illustration of all species of fish you can imagine. So that was really
Yeah.
inspiring. So in the beginning, I was like in between birds and fish because it was just like my environment, what was surrounding me. I was also like surfing from since I was young, so this relationship with the beach, with the nature, was like super inspiring and affected my work as well. But then the birds like started getting like a symbolism as well because it was for me the birds are like such a huge symbol of evolution because they were
Mm-hmm.
once dinosaurs and then
Right.
they
Yeah.
evolved and then now they can fly and they are present in the this whole range of colors and types and doing like crazy mating dance rituals and stuff. So they're really inspiring, and I started like identifying myself with the birds as well, and taking some inspiration from them, like being like an amazing symbol of evolution. Like I want to pursue that. So I started like as I started like traveling and painting, I realized it was just like migrating like the birds, and mostly for the same reasons, like looking for better opportunities and to flow with the rhythm of life. So birds
Yeah.
started like a huge inspiration for me. But then, as I said before, nature as a
Also
whole,
other birds.
yeah,
Mm.
nature is
Other
as a whole
animals.
an amazing source of inspiration. So it's not just like about painting birds, but about learning with nature how
Yeah.
to evolve, how to test, and wow, this is good. This can grow and become something bigger. So let's go that way.
Yeah.
And something else shows up in the way, let's focus, like let's work that and let it grow, let it evolve. So yeah.
Yeah. I can. Okay. And one more question about the birds. What's your favorite bird?
Oh man, I don't have a favorite bird because
No.
I that no, because that's the crazy thing. Because sometimes you go to a new place and then you see like a species that you never
Mm-hmm.
you've never seen before, or you've seen like at the zoo or whatever. But then the first time you go to the Pacific and you see the pelicans, and then they're like you're at the beach and then they show up like little boys riding bikes and going to the beach and just like surfing around. It's just amazing.
Right.
And then go to another place, and even when I was in England,
Yeah.
everyone
In
there,
Manchester.
yeah, people there they don't like that much the magpies, but I was like, fuck, we don't have that in Brazil. That bird is
Yeah.
amazing, so bright, so intelligent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to pick one. That's why my birds, when I draw birds and paint birds, I don't get like too attached to it. To wow, I'm good. Some people when you see it like behind you, that's a pink
Mm.
bird. Sometimes I paint a pink bird and people say, oh, that's a beautiful flamingo, but it's not a flamingo, see? So I'm not like attached to a certain
Okay.
bird. I'm always like
You
putting pieces
combine.
in not just combining, but just like creating something new. Or sometimes
Yeah.
this one was inspired by the Andean condor,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I can't see you, bro. So the people at home can for sure see you. For me, the below screen is black.
true. But that was like a new experience because most of the times I'm just like I said, that exercise of like just drawing without like planning that much, just letting the imagination flow. Sometimes I do
Mm-hmm.
that by creating birds. So I start like creating a crazy shape for a beak, and then
Okay.
wow, that works. So I'm gonna put an eye here. And then sometimes I paint, wow, but this bird would look like super funky with six eyes, you
Yeah.
know. And then no, those.
These look normal. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just let it go, and sometimes it's like a therapy. Sometimes like a year
Mm-hmm.
later, I have a look on one of my paintings, and I'm like, "Holy fuck! It was there since the beginning." I was
Right.
I was just not paying attention because sometimes it's like a portrait of your mind and your emotions,
Yeah.
but most of the times, always actually, but you don't realize. So as you grow as an artist and as you grow as a human being and you go through life and start learning about yourself, I believe like what we do, if you are a musician, if you are a painter, if you are whatever kind of
Mm-hmm.
art it's always like the most amazing tool of self-knowledge, you know.
Right. And well, you learned a lot about yourself last year. Of course, to slow down with your back, but also you evolved your work a lot in the studio. What did that give to you like for the future? Any projects coming up or any plans of doing big murals again?
Yeah, man. One thing that was really important during this time is that, as I said, I was
Mm-hmm.
focusing more on my personal projects because I was just like use it to travel from one place to another for painting in festivals and stuff like that. And then during this break, I was like, okay, one thing that is important, like if in 5 or 10 years time, I want to do like a big show showing my whole career, or if I want to have a documentary or something, do I have
Yeah,
material? Because sometimes you just like go to festivals and they hire someone for doing like videos, and it's just like a 1 minute video for Instagram.
yeah,
But I need to take care of that. So every project I'm working on now, I'm trying to bring with me a photographer and a video maker, so I can document the
smart.
whole. Yeah. So I've been working on a book project as well. Actually,
Okay,
book projects. One is completely different from. One is more traditional, showing like works I've done in the streets and stuff, and the other one is more like combining. It's more like showing a little bit of the. I wouldn't say poetry, but
mm-hmm.
telling a story, and that's a story that it has a lot to do with myself and the way I see my work and I see life. So this one, I'm
Okay,
started putting things together, and it's not the moment of talking too much about that, but it's
okay.
something that keeps
Still a
me really.
secret for the future.
Yeah. And then there are projects that got like postponed during the pandemic, and now we're
Yeah,
starting again. So yeah, there are a couple of walls in other places that we are now trying to reschedule and to make it happen.
yeah.
Uh, Another thing that during the pandemic got me thinking a lot is that the whole way the scene is working right now,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's quite worrying actually because um, this model of festivals and stuff. I think we need to rethink the whole thing, and taking a break was really good for that. You know.
Yeah.
So
But how in what way is it worrying the scene or the way the scene is working right now?
not in many ways, man. Sometimes as you travel and you meet your friends during festivals or other events, you talk about things and you see that we share the same frustration sometimes. This thing of traveling, and then sometimes a lot of projects are about like just bringing you to a place and painting without
All right.
giving attention for the local community, and that's really
Yeah.
important for the artist to get to know the community, because in the end the piece we are creating is going to stay, it's going to live with them, you know.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
about like playing and painting something in a rush, like 5 days and 1 week and then
Yeah.
the next one. So sometimes when it comes to public art, it's about the public. So it's important to take care of the local communities, and the way the view of the organizers are aligned with the views of the local community comes. You see, like street art becoming an instrument of gentrification in lots of places. There are
Yeah.
a lot of
True.
so yeah, sometimes I'd rather to go to projects that aren't that like hype, but I know they are doing like something for the community. They're not like concerned to paint like in neighborhoods where the piece is gonna be just like for the tourists and for taking the people that
Yeah.
grew up there.
Well, I think you went to. I see Ali is joining, and Milo was there before. You went to a project in New Zealand together with Findek
Love
and
that.
Paola and Milo, right?
Yeah, they're the best, man.
Yeah. So, but that I think that was a project that is closer to your heart and does something back to the community, right?
What?
The project in New Zealand that you did with Milo and Findek and a couple others. That's a project that is closer to your heart.
Yeah, that was really special, man. That was really special. One of those projects that is like when the stars align, and then
Yeah.
the whole way the thing happened was really cool, because Finn had been there before, and then he became like the curator of the festival, so he invited like his friends,
Yeah.
and we all friends with each other, and we had a great time, and it was like good in this sense that we got there. Me and Paola, we got there like a week or a couple of weeks before the festival started. We got to like do some research and to just like know the place where you're painting
Right.
before, and then we had also a great time afterwards. We went traveling a little bit with them, with all the guys, and also after they left, we managed to stay longer, so that was great. Yeah, but there are some projects. There was a project like in Cuba also,
Okay.
and it was a bit different because it was like a festival, and I painted for the festival, but I got to stay there longer, and then after the
Mm-hmm.
festival was over, I was just like painting by myself, and that was like so refreshing, because it made me remember the early days when I was just like with a backpack and trying to find walls and painting by myself, and see the reaction of the people, because they're not used to that much. Like in most of the places you go, people are exposed to graffiti and street art all the time, but then when you go to
Yeah.
places where people that don't have idea of what's happening sometimes, or have like just a small idea, especially in a place like
Mm-hmm.
so isolated like Cuba, and then
Yeah, of
you
course.
you have like that human factor, the connection that comes up like because of a piece of art, or it's just like more revigorating.
Real.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with the words to explain, but
Yeah. No, I think
those
I I understand what you mean in some way. And but are you still trying to do this? To just go out and paint and see the reaction of how people respond to the works that you make, or is that something
Yeah,
you
it's not much about seeing the reaction of the people, but
hmm
well, to doing what I have something like I have like talent, a perspective, and I think it's as a human being that's my role. I need to share this with to put
Yeah.
this right, and it's not like about seeing the reaction, but just about getting this human connection. You know, it's not like just like
hmm
training and a few you travel like for 14 hours on a plane, and then
Yeah.
you after the day after you are like in front of a wall, because most of the time is also the projects they are
It's like
concerned
that. Yeah.
uh, the rental of the lift and the hotels and stuff, so they want to make it like super quick, but
Fast, fast, fast.
it's kind of selfish. You just go to another town, another country, and then you boom put your something you did in your studio like miles away from
Yeah.
there, put on a wall, and you go away. And then there are posts on Instagram and stuff, but you didn't like build a relationship with the community. So I think it's more about that. When it comes to public art, it's about also it's about the public that have a relationship with the piece afterwards. You know, that are gonna
Of
live with that.
course. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah. It's a good way of looking at it for sure.
Yeah, so sometimes, yeah, it's yeah, and I won't be like a hypocrite, because sometimes you get an email and people are inviting you to go to a country you've never been before,
And it's
and you
just
don't
awesome to go there.
under what circumstances this is gonna happen. You're just like
Yeah.
motivated by, hey, wow, they invited me to go there and paint, so that's amazing. But yeah, sometimes you need to raise some flags and wait, but under which
Yeah.
circumstances it's gonna happen? Like and try to do this in the right way. I believe if like we get like more responsible,
hmm
the whole scene starts like getting more responsibility and taking the whole thing to a nice way, because otherwise it just becomes like this unleashed monster about painting more
Yeah.
walls, getting likes, and at what cost, you know?
Yeah. And in some way, I think last 1.5 years taught us to change it. Hopefully for the better in the future. Um, are
Because
you going
yeah,
to Miami?
no,
Are you there? Yeah.
what? Sorry, it got frozen a
You will
bit.
be there. Yeah, you will be there. Yeah,
Where?
Miami later this
Oh,
year.
I don't know, man. I haven't got any plans until now, so I don't know.
Okay, too bad.
Are you coming this
I
year?
will be there, but yeah, I will be there. Yeah. So I was hoping to see you there, but let's hope we meet each other sooner than later. I
Yeah.
know the last time we saw each other was in Belgium
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, that's
with Oostend with
yeah,
Björn.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm already looking at a black screen for half an hour.
Oh, really, man?
Yeah, I hope the people at home can see your pretty face. For now, I would like to thank you for the hour and catch up with you.
It was a
It's always lovely to chat with you, Mateus.
likewise,
And
man.
yeah, and thanks for the nice words in advance about chatting with each other. It's always good. Yeah, thank you for the works you've done in Manchester. Somebody says
Uh,
it's always good to chat with you, and hopefully we can catch up in real life soon.
yeah, man. Hopefully, man. And
Yeah,
congratulations. The museum is looking great. I'm looking forward to coming and visit. But yeah,
yeah.
it's
I hope so too. I mean, it was made possible by all the artists, not only by the team that is working here. It was made possible by everybody, and also you and Paola. Say hi to her when you talk to her.
Will do.
And thanks again for this hour.
Thank you, man. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching right now or when you watch later. And next week, in 2 weeks, I will be back with another artist from Holland for another STRAAT Talks. Mateus, have a great day. And yeah,
Too.
thank you. All right.
Have a good.
Catch you later. Catch you later, bro.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.